he is definitely not preserving black rights, because he is okay with black people getting disrespected and being checked by Caucasians. I think racism is in 2026. I feel like racism is in. Why do you think that the celebrities had their little cute little buttons? If ICE gets rid of all of their indentured servants, who's gonna make their pizza? Do non-black people get the N-word pass? You see that pass over there? That's the N-word pass. Do white people get the N-word pass? Honestly. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hey. So as you can see from the title of today's video, we are in part 2 of our little N-word series. We're gonna actually take a look at Toure's comment section. That's where we left off. I did notice a pattern between the people who were agreeing with him and the people who were not. I'm just gonna spoil it. The people who do not look like Toure, they were agreeing with Toure and his beliefs about non-black people using slurs to put black people in check. And again, if you're confused, if you don't know what we're talking about, definitely check out part 1 of this video. It will be in the I button right over there, or maybe right over here. I'll figure it out. And before we get started, I just wanted to add this little segment called Questions of the Day. Question number 1, who decides whether or not you are black? And question number 2, do non-black people get the N-word pass? This segment is just so that I can involve the chat. I don't want to be the only one giving my opinions. I want to hear your opinions. And who knows, maybe by the end of the video we may come to the same conclusion. Without further ado, let's get back into the video. So this is a video that we saw last week, and I noticed a pattern with the type of people that were agreeing with his take.
That's right, we have a white man calling a black man the N-word.
By the way, just to make it be clear, calling a black man a is wrong, but putting house in front of is totally fine. You see, these people are very deluded. That was his take. It's okay to use slurs on black people if they don't line up with your beliefs. Let's go to the comment section. We have Will Robinson, and he has a little meme picture. He said he's out of line, but he's right. Millet said,
racism to fight racism is the craziest Uno reverse I have ever seen.
Again, this is the party that we're all about. Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. If you do not line up with the regime, you will get checked by your local white. Because let me be clear.
Let me be clear.
These people were never pro-black. They were only pro-black if it meant that they were gonna get something in return. And what did they get in return? They got stuff like DEI. So to all my brothers and sisters in the black community, when you see them this summer trying to protest, be slow to join in on that stuff. Take time and think, why do they care about me all of a sudden? Is there an alternative motive for their support? Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go back to the comment section.
Racism for good?
He judged not the color of his skin, but the content of his character.
I promise I'm cool, said.
These are the hypothetical questions you get on ethic exams.
Me staying in my lane, but
T Joker said,
it's not right, but it's okay.
Crazy how ICE is so bad, it's making racism the acceptable answer.
And Toure loved that comment.
Racism is
never the acceptable answer.
Yeah, racism is never okay. You don't solve issues by making more problems. Luminarium Workshop said,
saw a post elsewhere saying the ancestors got so angry, they just went and possessed the nearest vessel, regardless of skin color.
Key said,
I love how unidentified is good enough. We don't snitch.
And then Philly Lemon says,
that part.
You know his face is on the video somewhere. He is being protected.
I think racism is in 2026. I feel like racism is in. You know how the boo-boos were in for a little while? I feel like 2026 is about to be a very racist year. And honestly, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I love when people show their true colors because it lets me know who I should support and who I shouldn't. I'm not gonna lie, I did go outside for the BLM protest just to see what was going on because, you know, everyone was outside. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't see myself ever joining any of these protests and stuff of that sort because it doesn't look like they mean what they say. Not all Black Lives Matter. That slogan that y'all were screaming to the top of your lungs. Yeah, y'all should stop saying that. Cause not all Black Lives Matter. Case point. Wave Wanderer says,
that man needed to hear it from a white. You know, his family's been trying to tell him. My thoughts as well. It wouldn't hit hard coming from anyone else.
I'm not condoning it, but it was the only comment that hit home. You could see it in his expression. It really sunk in.
As a white person, I felt like I needed permission to laugh.
Tough AF said,
if you only get one, he sure didn't waste it. Spot on analysis.
what do they call these type of Black people in the community? I'm not gonna repeat it because I don't want to get demonetized. But it's interesting, you know, Toure, he loved the comment. And it's so odd because I thought Black people were all about other races not saying that word. But apparently, according to Tough AF, you know, he's one of the council members of the Black community. I'm just now finding out that other people of the non-Black race, all of this time, they had a pass. I did not know this. I'm sorry, Speed, but when you went to all those other countries and they were clowning you, using the N-word on you, you should have just chilled out, my guy. They were using their pass. Obviously, it's a one-time use, but they had the freedom. Look, one of the council members said that they can use it. Thank you, council member Tough AF. Senpai Sama said, I will side with whatever the Black delegation approves of. So apparently, Senpai Sama believes that Toure show, he is a part of the Black delegation. Again, round of applause for Toure for making his debut as one of the delegators. Is that even a word? Me and you, we're finding out that Toure, he's one of the big dogs. Next to Obama. Obama, he's like the president. Actually, no, scratch that. Joe Biden is the president of the Black community because he said if you don't vote for him, you're not Black. I don't know. He said,
him on his knees after realizing what he did after the ancestors left his body.
Y'all don't even sound funny when y'all use Black jokes. It didn't even sound right. You sound like a former KKK member, I'm not gonna lie. It's giving KKK. Am I tweaking out? Yeah. JD said, it's giving very he's out of line, but he's right energy. I need to see JD, please tell me. JD is a Caucasian. I'm noticing a pattern. So far, I only seen 3 Black clowns, not including Toure. Other than that, I'm only seeing Caucasians. This is very interesting. This is actually really odd. And a lot of these Caucasians, it looks like they lean more politically on the left, which makes me very confused because this was a party of empathy. This was a party of love and equal rights and fight the bad guys. Black Lives Matter. You see, they tell you stuff like, oh, we're the party of inclusion. Oh, look, Black people, we put a lot of Black people in the cabinet. We're not racist. Just because they have a Black friend, that doesn't mean they're not racist. Isn't that one of their talking points? Yeah. They literally had Black people tap dancing in the White House during Christmas. You know, it's funny because after this video, I will be looked at as the bad guy for pointing this out. But anyways, that was video number 1. And there's actually another video that our lovely host Toure posted to further double down on his beliefs. And let's just say his comment section was not looking like comment section number 1. So let's see. Black ICE agents are not Black. Let's take a look at this video.
Some black people are very mad that I said that it's okay to call a black ICE agent the N-word. Their argument, that word has been used as a weapon against our community. When you say we have suffered because of that word, you're including the black ICE agent in we. He is not in we. He is not black. He is not part of the community.
Who is Toure? Because last time I checked, Toure would be considered a tether. Damn. Would the black community even see him as a leader? Because last time I checked, people in the black community, they want to preserve blackness. I feel like if you're gonna speak for black people, maybe you should be black all the way. I don't know. That's just my opinion. He is definitely not preserving black rights because he is okay with black people getting disrespected and being checked by Caucasians. If he was an FBA, maybe he would have tapped into the experience of the ancestors because, you know, the white people, they were using that joke in the comment section. But maybe if Toure's family was here during Jim Crow, maybe he would have a different take. I don't know. Let's continue the video.
People say that was the last word many of us heard before being lynched. That is 100% correct. But if you're a black ICE agent, you're part of a lynch mob chasing people of color.
And notice this term person of color. Notice how he is erasing blackness by lumping every single black person with anyone who's non-white. Because I noticed that too. I peeped it too. Anyone who's a person of color, it can now be someone who's Hispanic, someone who's Asian. When I was in school, colored people were only black. So it's very interesting that he's lumping other races of people into the experience of FBAs in this country. I find that very interesting.
He's not a descendant of those who got lynched. He's a descendant of those who were doing the lynching. If you're
Toure is not even from here. You're from the Bahamas. He's from the Bahamas. He's not from here. Toure, your family was sipping coconuts and eating saltfish in Barbados.
You're a black man in ICE. You have abandoned the community. You are a traitor.
Traitor to who? The group that Toure is talking about is a totally different group that me and you is thinking about. I'm thinking of the black community, but Toure, he's thinking about the regime. If you look at the chat, and we're gonna look at the chat together, the chat in this video was totally against this message.
Maybe he's more of a slave catcher than a house Negro, but either way, you have destroyed your connection to the community.
Notice how they snitch on themselves. He called the ICE member a slave catcher. If the ICE member is catching the slaves, then that means the illegal immigrants were always the slaves. The illegal immigrants are indentured servants. Why do you think that the celebrities had their little cute little buttons saying F ICE, F ICE, F ICE? Do you really think they care about us?
No.
Like us as people?
No.
If ICE gets rid of all of their indentured servants, who's gonna make their pizza? Who's gonna cut their lawns? How are they gonna eat if all the illegal immigrants are gone? Because I'm not gonna be on the menu. I don't want to get too deep. I don't want to talk too much about that.
He's not a brother. He's not black.
You're not black. He's okay with this type of rhetoric because look at Joe Biden. He said, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. He's getting his talking points from the president of the black community. Shame on me for thinking like this. You know what? I'm wrong. I'm the bad guy. I'm being silly, but anyways, let's continue.
Not part of our community.
Who's our?
He's definitely not your brother. He would...
You're not my brother.
Unalive you in a second.
Look at this dummy here. And this is why I say his community is the left, because the people on the left said, oh, if you don't fight with us against ICE, they're gonna get you next.
For all the black Americans saying ICE isn't our problem, you do realize that they're kidnapping black Americans too.
I'm sorry, what? Where is ICE gonna take me? Africa?
No.
South Africa?
No.
Nigeria?
No.
Sudan? Don't send me to Sudan. Let me know in the chat, if ICE catches you, where are they gonna send you? I'm not gonna lie, I think I would fare well in Nigeria. I don't know. To my Nigerians, do you think, I would fit in? No? Oh, okay.
He wouldn't think, oh, that's a sister, I shouldn't. No, he would think, Massa Stephen Miller said, I can do anything I want. So you're defending Stephen from Django with a hammer, who's part of a lynch mob chasing down people of color.
Again, you're Steven from Django. That's the crazy part. He's Steven from Django. And the comment section proves it. I'm sorry, the white people in the previous comment section, they were gassing you up, Toure, but black people don't think like you. At least a good chunk of black people who don't put the regime over their blackness. Toure thinks that the ICE member is putting his job over his blackness, but Toure is putting the regime, the leftist talking points, the current talking points, because they actually did side with ICE. But that's another story. The point is, Toure is putting the left above his blackness.
So you're defending Stephen from Django with a hammer, who's part of a lynch mob chasing down people of color. Make that make sense. We understand all of this quite easily when it comes to Clarence Thomas and Candace Owens. We have excommunicated them.
I'm sorry, but speak for yourself. As black people, can we stop speaking for the whole group? Can we stop? Especially if you're not in a place of authority? Like, can we cut this out?
We would never stand up for their rights. We take no black pride from their success. They're permanently banned from the symbolic cookout. Being black in ICE is being Clarence Thomas and Candace Owens on steroids. He is not one of us. Fuck.
I don't want to hear anymore. From this comment section, we're gonna look at it together, but the black people in this comment section were not having it. No. So we just reacted to Toure spewing a lot of hot trash. Let me not say that. Let me be a little nice. User said, who is we? Dutch said, I'm saying. Fred said, good question. Cloudy said, heavy on it. Snick said, Toure, no. Nah, this ain't it. No, Toure, it's still not acceptable. It's never okay. You're serious? I'm saying, like, he's serious. He's dead A. He's dead booty. Because I don't cuss. Stacy said, never okay. Not ever. Period. I'm so happy finding this comment section because I thought I was in the upside down. Like, in his first comment section, I'm thinking, like, whoa, is this a new wave? Like, I didn't get a warning. D-Boy said, can't believe I'm saying this, but this is actually tether babble. It sure is. He ain't like us. C said, people of color. And that's exactly what I said. Natalie said, so if I identify as a Democrat, I can now go around calling black people racial slurs? I'm asking for clarification. I actually had to like that comment because she's asking a very good question. It looks as though if you are a Democrat, if you're leaning more left, it is okay for you to use slurs on people who do not align with your beliefs. I'm sorry, but that's a bad way of thinking. Book said, absolutely not. Jess said, okay, I see what them FBAs are talking about. This is extreme tether talk. Holy hell, LOL. And I get the idea because not every black person is your brother. Acquittal said, not defending him, controlling to use the word by those that are not us. If you allow this, you allow the use anywhere without consequences. All right, he kind of wasn't speaking right, but pretty much he's saying that if you allow them to talk like this, they are just gonna start using this word willy-nilly. Danny said, nah, this ain't it. I'm Cumberland said, definitely okay. The guy replied and said, where are you from? I'm from Georgia and I disagree, but I'm wondering where do the people who say they agree live at? And he said, oh, I'm from Philly. This is just a one time in history where it's okay. And Toure's irrelevant behind, no one asked you to be in this convo, but I guess this is your account so you can reply to anyone, but he had to let us know, I'm African American. I'm sorry, nobody asked. Nobody in the convo was asking for you, but before we started the video, we had 2 questions of the day. Question 1, who decides whether or not you are black? And number 2, do non-black people get the N-word pass? To answer question number 1, so I'm inserting a voiceover for this section because my original answer was going to be if you have 2 parents that are black, or if you have 1 parent that's black, then yes, you would be considered black. But I noticed that there's so much mingling in the black community, which is not a bad thing, but I noticed that whenever people are multiracial and biracial, they would always be grouped with the black group instead of having their own group. And we can all thank white supremacists who came up with this idea that if you have just 1 drop of black blood, you are discommunicated from the white group and you would be sent to the black group. Now that black is in, there is so much people deciding that they are black. If you want me to do a deep dive and make a separate video on this topic? Let me know in the comment section below. The vast majority of us, we all agree on what's black, what's Asian, what's Caucasian. You know, we all have an idea of what those type of people are, and I don't feel like your blackness can just get snatched away just because you don't line up with the regime. Let's move on to question number 2. Do non-black people get the N-word pass? You see that pass over there? That's the N-word pass. Do white people get the N-word pass? Honestly, sure. Sure, why not? I feel like they should be able to say it. Come to the hood and use the N-word with the hard R. That is all. If you enjoyed hopefully you enjoyed this video, because I know I had a blast recording this. I had a lot of fun. I don't know, I like talking a lot. And I finally have a platform to do a lot of this talking. If you want to hear more from me, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the like button, and don't forget to hit the bell, like clock the bell button, so that you can get updated whenever I post a video. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. My name is Trinity Hurd, and I will see you in the next one.